Hello friends and enemies, welcome to or back to Happy For Now. It's me Isabel here with your June stats and highs and lows and all that good stuff. I had an interesting reading month. I will tell you ahead of time, I cut June a little short due to some timing of things. So anything I have lingering will count towards July because I basically had I lost 2 days. I had some good reads and I have some fun stuff to talk about. So first things first, let's talk about my stats. For the month of June, I read 14 books for a total of 3,146 pages. My average rating was a 3.9. That's because of the Bonkers book blog, y'all. There's 2 of them that didn't make the cut, but the rest did. So that definitely dragged my average down a little. I listened to 15 hours of audio. Again, I'm just not doing great in the audio department lately. I read 3 titles from KU and 2 titles from the library. As far as age demographics, all 14 books I read were adult titles this month. Not a surprise. Format-wise, I managed 10 ebooks and 4 audiobooks. Again, I'm just really struggling with audios these days. And then your other update is my fanfiction update. So I read a total of 220,000 words-ish for about 735 pages of fic this month. My reading overall this month, I would say, is low, but not low. My reading this year has just been low for me in general, so there's that. But I definitely feel like you can see how I'm coping through certain things with fic, and that's fine. And I did want to give you all a quick read what you own update because we are officially capped out my June titles, and I ended with 9 new books total on my TBR, and I think I was at 11 when I filmed my reset. So that feels really good. I'm happy with that. I think it's going to be very easy for me to at least take 20 off of my TBR next month / this month in July, because I guess it is July now. So yeah, I think I could take 20 off my TBR in July. So fingers crossed we'd manage that. I do have plans for books I'm reading that are from my TBR, so that's going to help. And as long as I don't only read KU books, we're going to be in great shape. But who knows? And then let's just dive right in to the part you're most curious about, I'm sure, which is my lows. I'm allowing myself 2 picks from my bonkers reads in this because I feel like they're both lows and highs and they're just a mess. But I do have 2 very specific lows. I want to say one of these is mostly because I think the novella could have used just a smidge more fleshing out. And it may be better as I continue the series, but as I sat with this one, my feelings not shifted completely, but I just kind of was yeah, this was just okay. And that's All Hallows Haunt by KINDLE Ray. Again, I don't think it's a terrible novella. I just think it was lacking some substance, some depth to a novella. I've read worse. I've read better. It sits right in the middle. It's mostly left my brain, to be honest with you, which I don't ever think is a good sign that I read a novella and am yeah, whatever, that quickly. So there's that. The other low is a low because it was not what I wanted it to be. It was not terrible for what it is titled and the cover and being from 2014, but it does not hit the things I wanted it to hit, which is Mounted by the Monster Werepuffer by Mina Shea. This is a book I got ages ago and finally read for this vlog. And again, it's not that I think it's a bad book. These are 20-page weirdo books, right? So it delivers what you think it's going to deliver, right? But it also could have given me a little more. I think the setup was kind of weird. The cover makes you think it's going to be at the ocean or something. It's not. It's at this military grade research facility. I just think it could have given us just a smidge more, and I think then it would have been a surprise easily. But instead we're sitting here with it in kind of the lows because again, I've read another one by Mina Shea. It was pretty bonkers and I really had fun with it, so I was ready for more of that, and that's not quite what I got here. Then we have my surprises. So I read Egotistical Puck Boy. This has been on my TBR for frickin' ever. I had the first book for free last year and I finally read it and I really, really enjoyed it. I will say it's a surprise because I was nervous, a lot of things, that I would be in the camp of someone who didn't enjoy it when a lot of my friends and other people I know have loved these. I always get nervous when something's popular. I've said this before, but I'm going to be the lone hater. So I actually really enjoyed Egotistical Puck Boy. This is about 2 rivals who end up on the same team and they're both gay. One is openly gay in the NHL and one is in the closet still. He's out to people that know him, but he's not out to the world. And it's their hesitant romance and it's really fun. It's really silly. Our hero, one of them is so ridiculous and over the top and our other one's much quieter, and I love that kind of juxtaposition. I think these are great quick reads if you just want a fun, quick, shorter audiobook because they're all under 8 hours on audio. So great option for that. And I truly just had a good time. And I'm glad I finally started the series. I'm planning to try and continue it as the month goes, like as the year goes. Then I also read Psycho by Onley James. This is another one I've had sitting on my TBR for ages. Again, I'm trying to work my way through some of these older titles I've had on my Audible and other places for way too long. And this was another male-male romance that I really enjoyed. We got a surprise introduction of some paranormal elements with like psychic abilities. I guess we'll call it paranormal elements, you know. I wasn't expecting us to go full X-Men here, but here we are. That's kind of what happened. But this one is two professors. One of the professors has moved to this college, and when he touches objects, he gets like visions and feelings and all these things from people. Well, he accused another person when he was in the FBI of all these terrible crimes, and no one believed him. He kind of got ran off, so he came to the school to teach. And our hero is part of the family of killers who do all these jobs and then also in their free time commit crimes to bring justice to people who escaped the criminal justice system, so to speak. And this was really fun. I just had such a good time. They're like dark rom-coms. They're very Butcher and Blackbird-esque. They're very like that vibe, and I like that. I like a dark rom-com. I like a book that has dark elements, but I'm also gonna giggle occasionally, or also be like, oh gosh, that's creative with how we're torturing someone, you know? Like, I like a good mix, a balance here, and that is exactly what they strike in Psycho, and I'm really excited to continue this one as well. I think it'll be really fun for me to get current and finish the series. I actually have special editions of these up high, so yeah, I have special editions of these up high, so I really want to make sure I get through them because, like, I own them. I was gifted these from a good friend of mine. You know who you are. But yeah, I really had fun, and I'm really excited to see where it goes as I continue the series. So yeah, I had fun. I had like a really good Men Loving Men reading month for myself because I feel like I struggle to find ones that I love in this category of queer. So here we are. I found two. Then I read this in the Bonkers vlog, and that was PlatyPussy by Evie Mitchell. I don't believe you can get this anymore, but I got it because it came out on April Fool's, and I had to know. And I'm gonna mark it a surprise because I learned a thing about platypus anatomy that I probably knew and had forgotten. And it will never leave my brain, me explaining it to May, and like, I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube, but there's two. And so I'm like holding my fingers up, I'm like, there's two, and then the shaft, and then there's a knot. And oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I got a good kick out of this one, especially for a short little 20-some page banana pants novella situation. Like, it was fun. I had a good time. So there's that. So for my highs, like, got two. I could have had more. I had a really good reading month. So I finished The Rebel Blue Ranch, which means I read Wild and Wrangled finally, and this is definitely a high. I think the way this wrapped up the story, wrapped up the series, was spectacular. I'm really, really excited for Lila Sage's next release. I definitely have a new author that I am adding into my rotation. And I think for me, like, one of the things here is I don't always love a second chance, but this worked really, really well because they never like got the opportunity to like be with each other past this like pretty young age, like 18-ish. And then our heroine is doing all these things to like conform to her family's desires, and then she's like, no, I'm done. And I love that. She also gets left at the altar, which is a trope I tend to enjoy for a second chance, and he like kind of comes and saves her. And Dusty just understands so much of what she needs without it being laid out to him, and I really appreciated that. And I liked the way we had interwoven flashbacks with their time together when they were teens to current day. So good. I really am not a cowboy person, but I really, really like this cowboy series. Like, this was a fantastic series for me. Next, we have the Jamin Eves Shifter Cities. I read A Twist of Luck and A Claim of Fortune this month and got current on the series, and I am so impressed. I was so impressed with this that I went and got the ARC for her upcoming release with Harlequin. I think it's Harlequin. Something like that. I have auto approval, so I think it's Harlequin. It's one of those. So I went and got her newest release because I wasn't going to get it until I'd read through this series and gotten current, and I am just stunned. truly stunned. This is such a good and like engaging read for a shifter, not Omegaverse, shifter series. The twists, the turns, I did not see coming. We wrapped up a great element of the story in book 3 and we're left open for book 4 in a way that was like comfortable to sit and wait till January. I'm not mad about it, which Jamin had said on a post, like, listen, the cliffhanger on this one won't be as bad. And I was like, thank goodness I could read book 2 and 3. And I did. And I'm pumped for January when book 4 comes out. I cannot wait to see how the story wraps up. I really have enjoyed this one. I really liked how each book, similar to the E.P. Bally series that I love, we've kind of focused on her relationship with each character throughout the books, but also a little heavier on certain characters in each book. And I like that. We've also focused on how their group dynamic has shifted and changed. That's been fantastic to read. Overall, this is just like a really fun and interesting setup and a dynamic for like the idea that perfect quad? No, 5. What is 5? Whatever 5 is like the perfect dynamic. And oh no, we have an introduction of something else. And why would that work for them or not work? And all these things. And like the government stuff with the shifters and how it used to be. Like a lot of conversations around that, around them having governing bodies versus like a soul king. Very interesting, very different. And again, each book I feel like had enough world building and also relationship stuff for me that I was just really engaged at the end of the day. It's a solid paranormal series. That is why I choose if you're looking for that. And I think it's well worth your time. I do think you could pretty much read through all 3 of them probably quite quickly. They're long, but I do think you could devour them without trying too hard because they are that fun and quick to read. So yeah, those were fantastic. But yeah, those are everything for me this month that I want to talk about here. Let me know in the comments your favorite reads of June or your least favorites. Y'all know I love both. And if you don't do any of that, you can leave me a car emoji. Because when you're watching this, I will have just gotten out of the car for 12 hours. You can do that down below. I will have links to all these books for you down there, links to my friend anywhere on the internet that I am. I will catch y'all in just a few days in my next video. Bye.
About to leave, already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we waited for.